Many years ago, in a peaceful village called Usho, there lived a woman named Bisi. Bisi was known across the village, not just for her beauty, but also for her flexibility. She had only one eye, the result of a calamity that changed her life forever. Despite this, she worked harder than most and never begged for anyone's help. Her husband had died in a terrible accident 4 years after she gave birth to their only child, a boy named Tobiloba. Since then, she raised Tobiloba alone, doing her best to give him a good life. Tobiloba now was 16. He was tall, handsome, and intelligent. Bisi used the little she earned from farming and sewing to send him to a good school. She made sure he had clean clothes, books, and food, though she had almost nothing. But she gave him everything. But not everyone in the village appreciated her efforts. Many people mocked her because of her one eyes. They call her names like blind witch, half woman, or blind Bisi. Children laughed behind her back, and grew women whispered as she passed. It haunted her, but she stayed silent for the sake of Toby. Toby hated the way people treated his mother, but even more, he hated how their cruelty affected him. Whenever he played with the boys in the neighborhood, they teased him, "Go home, son of a blind woman." They shout, "We don't want to catch your mama's bad eyes." They laugh and run, leaving him humiliated. Each time, Tobiloba will return home angrily, weeping away hot tears. One day, after another round of harsh teasing, he threw his school bag on the floor and stormed into his house. "Mama," he shouted, "what really happened to your eyes? You must tell me what happened, and I need to know." Bisi was surprised by his tone, sat down slowly. "Tobiloba, I have told you before, it was an accident." Her voice was calm, but her eyes was tired. "That is not enough," Tobiloba said, pacing the room. "People are calling you names. They are calling me names. Did you even know what they said? They said you gave up your eyes for some sacrifice, that you did witchcraft, and you just expect me to accept your accident story? No." His voice cracked with frustration. Without waiting for a response, he grabbed his jacket and left the house, slamming the door behind him. Bisi sat there stunned. The pain in her chest was deeper than anything she had felt in years. That night, she couldn't sleep. She sat by the small window in their living room, staring into the darkness. "I have protected him from the truth for so long," she whispered. "But maybe it is time." Hours passed, and just before sunrise, Tobiloba returned home. As he walked up the stair, Bisi called out to him gently, "Tobiloba, please sit with me for a moment." At first, he felt reluctant but curious. She began to speak. "You are my pride, my child. But not every truth is easy to tell." Tobiloba crossed his arm and leaned against the wooden door frame. "Every time I ask you, you just tell me cycles," he muttered. Bisi looked at him, her voice steady but filled with emotions. "My son, I have endured this. You may never understand. I never wanted you to carry the same pain I did." However, Tobiloba cut her off. "Enough, Mama. I am tired of your half-truths. I deserve to know the full story. Or maybe they are all right about you." His word pierces her heart like a knife. He turned away and disappeared into his room without another word, leaving Bisi sitting alone once again. The next morning, Tobiloba left for school without saying goodbye. He kept his head low as he walked past familiar faces who always pointed and laughed at him. That same day, a new student arrived in his class. Her name was Bukumi, a bright and beautiful 16-year-old girl who had just moved from the city. Bukumi had a way of smiling that made people feel like the sun had come out. She carried herself differently, calm, kind, confident. From the moment Tobiloba saw her, something inside him shifted. But the thought of being the boy with the one-eyed mother made him feel too small to ever speak to her. One afternoon, Tobiloba sat under the mango tree near the school field, lost in thought. He didn't notice Bukumi walking nearby until she fell over a stone and fell hard to the ground. Without thinking, Tobiloba jumped up and rushed to help. "Are you okay?" he asked, holding out his hand. Bukumi looked up surprised. "Yeah, I think so. Thanks." Tobiloba helped her gently. Their eyes met, and for a brief moment, everything around them grew quiet. "I am Tobiloba," he said, trying to steady his voice. "I am Bukumi," she replied with a smile. And just like that, something new began to blossom. From that day on, Tobiloba and Bukumi became close friends. They ate lunch together, worked on group projects, and walked home from school side by side. But it wasn't long before the whisper starts again. "Look at her," one student said. "Does she even know who his mother is?" The one-eyed witch son. News spread quickly, and soon the entire school knew that Bukumi was friends with Tobiloba, the boy they had mocked for years. One afternoon, Bukumi pulled Tobiloba aside. Her expression was serious. "Tobiloba, is it true? The woman they are talking about, is she your mother?" Tobiloba froze. His heart pounded in his chest. "No," he replied quickly. He lied. "That is not my mother. She is my grandmother. My real mother died when I was a baby." Bukumi looked stunned. "Oh, I am so sorry." "Tobiloba, I didn't know." He nodded quickly, avoiding her eyes. "It is okay. I don't like talking about it." Deep inside, guilt rolled in his stomach, but the fear of being judged again silenced him. For the moment, his lie protected him, but lies have a way of unrevealing, and Tobiloba was no different. The next day, Bukumi's friend Olamide pulled her aside during break. "So how is it going with Tobiloba?" she asked with a smile. "It is going well," Bukumi said. Her voice was soft. "He told me his mother passed away. He lives with his grandmother now." Bukumi laughed harshly. "Passed away? That is a lie. Toby is lying to you. Toby lives with his mother. His mother is alive. The one-eyed woman is Toby's mother, and they live 2 streets behind my auntie's house." Bukumi's eyes narrowed. "Are you sure?" Olamide nodded. "Absolutely. My cousin sees them all the time. Don't be fooled by that boy lies." However, Bukumi wasn't convinced, so she decided to find out for herself. That afternoon, she waited for Tobiloba near the school gate. When he appeared, she walked up to him without smiling. "Tobiloba," she said firmly, "I need to ask you something again. That woman, the one they call your mother, who is she really?" Tobiloba's face turned pale. His lips moved, but no sound came out. Bukumi's eyes searched his. So it is true, she whispered. You lied to me. Tobiloba looked away in shame. Bukumi, but she shook her head. Don't. You deny your own mother. That is all I need to know. Bukumi stepped back, her face filled with disappointment. I thought you were different, she said. But you are just afraid. Afraid of being real. Tobiloba reached for her arm. Please, Bukumi, let me explain. However, she pulled away. No, Tobiloba, a person who is ashamed of their mother doesn't deserve my respect. Her voice cracked with emotion as she turned and walked away. Tobiloba stood frozen in place, heart heavy, eyes stinking with tears. Around him, other students watched with mocking smiles. Even the new girl dumped the blind woman's son? Everyone whispered. Tobiloba didn't respond. He walked home that day, lower than ever before. That night, Tobiloba lay awake in bed, staring at the ceiling. The silence in the house was deafening. Guilt gripped his chest like a voice. He heard his mother moving about in the next room, probably preparing his school lunch like she always did. He remembered all the times she had given him her last meal, her last coin, her last smile, and now he turned his back on her. A single tear rolled down his cheeks. What have I done? He whispered into the dark. Months passed. Tobiloba finished secondary school and gained admission to a university in the city. His mother worked tirelessly to support him, even selling her late husband's tools and some of her cherished belongings. She never complained. She just prayed for her son's success. Tobiloba, however, never came home, not during holidays, not even to check on her. He sent no letters, no calls, nothing. His mother waited each day, eyes fixed on the dusty road leading into the village. Maybe today, she whispered, but it never came. In the city, Tobiloba flourished. After university, he landed a job at a top tech company and quickly rose through the ranks. He was smart, driving, and charming. People loved him. Eventually, he became a wealthy businessman, admired by many and envied by more. But despite all his success, he never spoke of the woman who gave him life. He told his colleagues he was an orphan, and each time he said it, he felt a small pain in his chest, but he buried it deep. One sunny morning at the office, a young woman named Fisayo walked into Tobiloba's building. She was graceful, confident, and beautiful. She introduced herself with a warm smile. Hi, I am Fisayo. Tobiloba was stunned. You are my boss' daughter? He asked. I didn't know he had a daughter. Fisayo laughed. They shake hands, and sometimes unspoken pass between them. A connection sometimes simple, yet powerful. Weeks passed. Tobiloba and Fisayo began seeing more of each other. They had long conversations over coffee, shared quiet jokes during meetings, and found exercise to spend time together. One afternoon, Fisayo leaned over and said, Tobiloba, you have never told me about your parents. What were they like? Tobiloba paused for a long moment, then looking down at his cup. Then he replied, They are both dead. I lost them when I was young. I don't really talk about it. Fisayo reached out and touched his hand. I am sorry. You don't have to talk if you are not ready. I will just wait. And I want you to know I am here. Their relationship blossomed, and soon they were inseparable. Within a year, Tobiloba and Fisayo got married in a beautiful ceremony attended by dignitaries and friends. They had two lovely children, a boy and a girl, and Tobiloba became a heir to his company. He gave to charities, sponsored scholarships, and employed hundreds. People call him a man of people, but behind all the fame and wealth, one heart still waited, alone, forgotten in a small village far away. Back in Usho, busy condition had worsened. Age and poverty had taken their toll. Her small farm dried up, and most days she had no food to eat. Still, she refused to beg. But one evening, hunger overwhelmed her. She walked to her neighbor, Mama Ojo's house, hoping to buy a loaf of bread on credit. Mama Ojo, she said, please, I am very hungry and I don't have any food at home. Please just give me bread for credit. Then Mama Ojo replied, credit? From you? She shouted. Everyone come and see this woman, the blind old beggar, whom son ran off to the city. Neighbors gathered, laughing cruelly. Blind witch, someone shouted. No wonder your son abandoned you. Bisi turned away, trembling with shame. When she got home, she cried her eyes out. Tobiloba, why did you decide to do this to me? I used all my life to send you to school. You left me how many years ago? You forgot me. You never remember you have a mother. Back in the city, Bukumi planned a surprise birthday celebration for her husband and hired an event planner named Temilola. During the event, Temilola stared at Tobiloba, shocked. After the celebration, she told a colleague, that is Mama's busy son. I know him from the village. Later, unable to bear the silence, Temilola traveled back home and told her mother everything. Soon the news reached Bisi. With trembling hands, she followed Temilola to the city. At Tobiloba's mansion, the gatekeeper hesitated but finally let them in. Tobiloba was sitting with his family when Bisi stepped inside, removing her black sunglasses. The children screamed in fear. She is a monster, they shouted. Bukumi turned to Tobiloba. Who is this woman? Tobiloba stood up, his face dark. Mama, he said, stunned. You are alive? Tobiloba ran to her, but Bisi turned away. Don't touch me, she said gently. You left me to suffer while you lived in riches. I gave you my life, Tobiloba. In front of our house one day, you had an accident. You lost your eyes in that car crash as a baby, and I gave you mine so you could see, so you will make it and succeed in life, so you could live a full life. And this is how you repay me? Tobiloba dropped to his knees. Bukumi and the children follow. Please, mother, Tobiloba cried, holding her feet. Please forgive me. I was a coward. I don't know you lost your eyes to save me. Bisi's tears flowed freely. I never wanted your riches, she said. I only wanted your love. She looked into his eyes, the one that once was hers. You may have forgotten me, Tobiloba, but I will never stop praying for you. Slowly she touched his cheeks. "I forgive you," they embraced. Weeping that day, Tobiloba brought his mother home, not to the gate, not as a visitor, but as the queen she had always been. So bestie, thank you for watching this video. Kindly share your thoughts with me in the comment section. What lesson did you learn from this story? Share this story with your loved ones. And please subscribe to this channel if you've not done so by now. Until I bring another story your way. Love you, bestie. Bye.